guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster, Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we're back at you guys with Hunter x Hunter, episode 99.
Ooh.
Almost at the 100, guys.
Yes, so Gon and Killua are in the country where the king has placed his palace. We found out that the selection was supposed to start in 9 days, but it already started.
And cousins are already dead.
Yeah, because basically they don't want to deal with like 5,000 people at the same time at the palace. So they
won't bother with it.
Yeah, so they've been calling everyone at the palace, but then they've been clearing out the villages from the outskirts of the country and killing them slowly by going inwards. They've been manipulating soldiers, killing them and then manipulating their bodies with Neferpito's ability to just find the ones with Nen and find the ones without and kill the ones without. So it's not looking good. The plan though asks of our guys to lay low and not, try to save everyone. It doesn't go well with Knuckle. I don't think it goes well with Gon either, but Killua and Shoot are pretty set on following the plan. They will cause a distraction, so Killua is in charge of that.
They need to stay focused on the main objective, which is to take down the Royal Guards.
Yes.
Royal Guards, yeah.
Yes, and Gon right now and Killua have split. They've been followed by the Chameleon Chimera. Pretty sure that Killua knows he's around, so he's planning something. But Gon, for the moment, is alone, and surprisingly, he's been attacked by 3 chimeras so far. So what's going on? And the narrator was asking, why is the chameleon following them? We think he's assessing their power. It looks like he wants to bring in a prize for the king, so maybe to get in his good graces.
Probably.
We'll see if that works. I don't think so. But yeah, so let's jump in this episode, see what happens.
Alright.
Let's go. I've been wondering if we were gonna see the little baby who's also brother or sister to the
I was wondering
king.
too.
So maybe, but then does it grow faster than a normal human? I don't know.
Maybe it's still a camera, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, things are not looking good. Martial law will give them an opportunity to send armies everywhere
and just to enter people's house to look if your spies or rebels
and
hiding
inside. And it will turn the population onto Killua. Like if he shows up and he's like, yeah, someone is preparing something, you need to leave, and people are getting killed. They'll be wary. They might not listen, and they might sell him out too. So yeah, it's gonna put his job. It's gonna make his job harder. He seems willing to take on that challenge.
Well,
I was surprised when
I
mean, at first it looked to be going great for him. I was surprised he did not stay to try and help with the chameleon chimera, because I thought for sure he knew he was there. Maybe he knew he was there and he still left because he thought, that's gonna, like I said in the episode, take care of Gon for a while. He's gonna focus on that and take care of it, because if he's not strong enough to take down the chameleon, he's not strong enough to take down Neferpito for sure.
True.
And he believes maybe that Gon can do it, that he's strong enough, which I'm pretty sure he is, but that's something that would keep him away from the villages and keep his focus on the chimeras instead of on the people.
Something about that episode that I've heard, it just bugging me, pissing me off. We said in the previous one that we understood in a way that casualties are inevitable during a war and during a fight, and to lose a few to save as much as possible sometimes needs to happen. But in that case, with the hunter board, they are technically willingly letting people die because they want to put aside Netero.
Yeah,
I'm so against that.
This whole situation is new to us, but I'm not surprised. Politics are usually, and power plays, and as long as there's a chain of command, there's always going to be people that want to disagree with the chain and who disagree with who's in charge of it. And Netero is strong as fuck, I'm guessing, but he's also getting old. I don't know for how long he's been chairman, but I would assume that new blood wants to take over, even though, I would have, my opinion of this entire association would be that the strongest guy is in charge of the board. That would be logical. But then if people actually vote for the chairman, you could get rid of Netero and put anyone in charge, no matter his strength. And then, like, the Hunter Guild, the Hunter Association could go to waste.
You know what it reminds me of? If you think about, for example, in Naruto, you got the Hokage, but you got to see the council, and the council still has a vote and what's going to happen in the village. Even though that the Hokage is still in charge.
The Hokage is the strongest ninja in the village. Yeah. So they don't, well, they do sort of, like...
He got the last say, but the council still has a vote.
No, I'm talking about how he gets to be, you know, Hokage, or in this case, chairman. You know, people vote for whoever they want on there. So it's more of a popularity contest than prove your strength and prove that you can do it and actually do it. If it was a contest of strength, Netero would stay chairman and no one could, you know, depose him. It sounds a bit harsh, like it sounds like the one who's in power gets, you know, to rule over everyone. And in this case, it's Netero, so we're okay with it. But if the one who, the person who was the strongest was actually a shithead, an asshole, that would not be great for everyone, because you wouldn't vote for an asshole, even if he was the strongest. But now the fact that they get to vote for whoever gets on top, and they're trying to pit this situation against Netero, would lead to everyone voting for someone else. And if that someone is a coward, or that someone is not as nice as Netero, or doesn't want to, you know, take, you know, over or take care of situations like this as he is doing, that could lead the entire association to destruction. Because who would want to hire anyone if you don't have a credibility behind your association?
True.
So yeah, we don't need this right now. I like Netero. I like that he's in charge. I don't want him to, you know, face the consequences of something he hasn't done. He's the one that's trying to do shit. Like, he's the one that wants to go against Meruem. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's the one actually doing the work with the few hunters he's got with him. And then everyone else seems to be working against them. I didn't know this was going on, but I don't like it.
It's so shitty because they need as much help as possible, and they're just letting the squadron leader just go when they're done with them.
It's not so much that they're letting them go, it's that the hunters that are strong enough to, you know, take care of them are not being asked to do anything. Like, they're sending people that don't matter, people that, you know, follow them and you know, would listen to their orders. And I'm guessing that the stronger hunters, the ones that have, you know, settled a place in this association and that, you know, have a reputation and that are good enough, are following Netero.
Gun's dad, maybe?
Well, maybe. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. But
people need to find him first.
In my opinion, you know, those hunters, the ones that could make a difference, are following Netero. So the ones that want to create a coup are asking for, you know, basically sell swords. People that just would take one job here and there. They don't have the skill, but it doesn't really matter because they don't really give a shit if the chimeras are not stopped, because it works in their favor. And Netero is the one being blamed. So they need to take down Meruem and do this fast and manage to take control of the situation, because otherwise...
But even though that it technically works in their favor, if Netero is put aside, it's put out from the chairman's chair, at the end, Meruem will still be alive, the camera will still be there.
I don't think they intend...
You still got a problem at your head.
No, but they know that Netero is going to take care of them. So at the end of the day, for them doing their coup, they're just preparing the stage for after the battle. They know that Netero will take care of the king, and he'll take care of the chimera problem. But then after this whole thing, if he's still alive, which maybe maybe they intend for him to die doing this, I don't know. But if he is still alive after this, maybe his reputation will be terrible, because people would be saying like, oh, you killed the king, but then while you were doing this, everyone else was dying, and your job is to protect the people. You know, they won't, from experience, from what we've seen in the past few years, people don't give a shit about what happens to others. They care about what happens to them, and they don't care about possible future problems. They care about what's going on right now. So if they see their friends or family, or, you know, their population, or their, you know, themselves, if they suffer from what's going on, they won't care that Netero was taking care of the king at the same time. They'll be, you know, crying, oh, where were you when we needed you the most? Where was your association? You were not in control of shit. But he's got to answer to a lot of people, and they are working against him. So they basically can say, you know what, we tried, we sent people, but he wasn't doing his job. So vote for me instead.
Yeah, it's still shitty, guys.
Yeah, but it works. That's what's worse.
I know
like,
it's working. That's what's so fucked up about it.
So yeah, we did not know this was going on, like I said, but apparently it's a thing, it's a problem, and it's bigger than we could have assumed. So it's gonna have to be dealt with. Hopefully, the ones that do follow Netero will stand up and do something to protect his reputation.
Hopefully.
While
and
he's
then in case
focused
we got the 15 troop on the side who are going to defeat the cameras on their own.
Well, they're taking care of
In their
some
own
shit,
time.
but like there are still many chimeras out there,
I know.
and they don't give a shit about every one of them. Like the Phantom Troop will not go out of their way to destroy chimeras. I don't think so. If they find one, I think they will.
They
but...
are technically pissed that they attacked their childhood town.
Yeah, but they're doing their thing. Like they won't hunt them down, which is why I'm happy that, you know, I was surprised when Knuckle was saying like, oh, I'll go take care of the cheetah, and then after that you had the two masters who were like, oh well, I might be taking care, like maybe we'll take care of another chimera while this is going. I thought they did not have the time to do this, but apparently they do. So okay, I'm all for it. I want to see a rematch with the cheetah, with Shoot this time, and Knuckle as a team. So that's pretty cool. We'll see them fight together, hopefully, because we did not see them fight Kite.
No, true.
Killua's doing his job. Gon did his job. Gon is fucking cool. Gon has matured so much. He's just that good now at making up a plan. And
It's easy to forget that he can think sometimes.
So because he didn't used to.
Yeah, he was more of an instant guy. So yeah,
He was a naive little kid, and he still looks and acts like one sometimes. So it's easy to, you know, forget that he's got battle experience, and it shows when he fights. But you know, he gets pushed down, but he can, you know, he can think of a plan, and he can overcome the odds. So that was pretty cool, and it needed to be done, because him against these two was nothing compared to Neferpito later. And those guys are also on top of what's going on. Like, Neferpito seems to be more, you know, focused on her emotion. Like, she was gonna go. Like, she was definitely gonna follow that trap and go against them, which would have been fine, I guess, because their plan is to take her down. So having her leave the palace would work. But then, yeah, the three of them together are a force to be reckoned with. So we need to separate them and work on their faults and their weaknesses. So,
but you know what? I'm technically not against the fact that Gon's gonna have to defeat a few more camera before defeating Neferpito.
Well, he did,
because
but now he's just running around.
He needs a little bit more of a battle experience before
Well,
trying to
I don't
defeat
think
her.
I'm not sure at this point it's gonna matter.
No, but
He's got like 9 days. In 9 days, you cannot fight enough to gain battle experience.
he's a quick learner.
He is a quick learner, but I think if he cannot defeat Neferpito right now, he's gonna lose the battle. If he can defeat Neferpito, it's done already. His training has worked, so we'll see that battle. With Gon versus Neferpito, it will fall. I think it will depend on how his emotion, like I was saying, emotions taking you over in a battle is never a good thing. But against Neferpito, if he has just enough wits with the weight of his emotional trauma from Kite, this might work, because this is his advantage. It's gonna give him much more strength.
Let's hope he's gonna find the right balance.
Killua,
Hope it
Killua,
can
be there.
yeah.
Please be there. Killua is the balance for him. He's the one that brings the wits to his battle power. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. And if you want to watch the next episode right now, it's on Patreon already, or it will be very soon. Check it out. The link is in the description.
And if you don't, you can wait the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week, guys. So see you next week.
Bye!